Hi, Chris.
Hi, Tim.
Was that what you would call a proper Sheffield United performance? And is it up there with one of your best of the season, do you think?
Yeah, well, it had to be, didn't it, in terms of the circumstances. The players that were missing, the little bit of a run that we're on, it has been difficult and for everybody to get back to playing. I saw signs on Sunday that we were getting more like ourselves, more dominant, more aggressive, more positive in our approach, a little bit freer in our play. I didn't enjoy, as I said, Manchester United away. So when you're playing teams like this tonight, you bring close to your best game to the table on a lot of fronts, and we had to tonight.
What pleased you most? Was it the outstanding defensive performance or the quality of the goals?
No, I don't think it was. It was backs against the wall thing. We had to have a shape about us. When everybody else drops off and deep, it's tactically brilliant, isn't it? So we drop off and fill holes and make it difficult for the opposition, and then we countered pretty well. And I didn't think it was all one-way traffic. Of course, they had the majority of the ball, which they would do with the players that they've got and the technicians that they've got. But so we've had to defend and as I said, fill holes and spaces, and everybody put the work that they do. But then when we do break it down, it's our turn to try and play and have a little bit of the ball, which I think we did. The goals were great, well worked goals, good quality on the goals, good quality from their point of view on their goal. So I'm not too disappointed. I'd love to have kept a clean sheet tonight. But when I think it's Lamela to Son to Harry Kane, brilliant combination there. You can't really do anything about that, but what you can do is try and affect sort of the situations that we've had in the previous 3 or 4 games where the goals that we've conceded are really poor. So both boxes were good tonight. The middle bit was really aggressive, really competitive, and it had to be to get a result.
Final one from me, just a quick one on the Harry Kane goal that was disallowed. What was your take on that?
I've just we've got a back catalogue of decisions that have gone against us. We are the unofficial champions of Europe on VAR decisions going against us. So I understand the manager's frustration, because I would have been super frustrated if that had gone against us. I think it's a nonsense rule. We had one with John Egan, where Brighton, where he's a yard out and he's eased the ball over the line and it is brushed his hand. And the same there, it wasn't intentional. I think it was Moore who went down, wasn't intentional. John Egan. I think there's a difference when the ball moves in a different direction, but when but these rules are in place, and obviously I totally understand the frustration of the manager and his players, because it looked to me disappointing that they conceded straight after we scored a good goal, that they were back on level terms. Which, but we've had the rub of the green tonight on that one, and well overdue. But we'll take it.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Tim.
Rob Staten.
Chris, how much did you enjoy that first goal? The build-up, the finish.
I think we've got some good players, technically good players as well. So we showed a clip just before when we did our presentation on a move that Bash should have finished off on Sunday, and we've moved it from side to side, and we've probed and we've played. The only problem is Bash was 2 yards out, and it ended up in the cop. But we played tonight. We were clinical in both boxes. The movement was good. The goals were excellent. I thought the top two for 60 minutes were great. I thought Ollie McBurney was outstanding, considering the team he was playing against. Pound for pound, his best performance for the football club, and capped off with a great goal. thought Mousset at least gave us something. He needs to be more consistent. There's a reason why he's not out there, and he's part of the group, but he needs to show that more often and more regular, because when he does, stretch a game like he has done for us in periods this year, he's a threat, especially when they're right up the pitch. But I thought Ben Osborne in the middle of a three, an unaccustomed three for us in terms of Alexander and Ozzy. I thought all three of them were great. George was back to his best end of second half quality that he's shown, and I thought Ollie Norwood was good, and I thought Egan was absolutely immense for us in his performance.
How satisfying is it to build on the Arsenal performance and then put in a display like that?
Yeah, we had to. We saw signs. I'm not one to accept defeat easily, but when you see signs and you see a performance, then you can sleep a little bit easier. I didn't, as I've talked about it in the lead up, I didn't sleep too easy when we played Man United, so I didn't really enjoy that. But parts of Sunday, even though we wanted to get through to the semi-final of the FA Cup, I thought we were showing glimpses in the week. The spirit of the team has been good. It's been not a great return for us in terms of performances and certainly results. Lose 2 and draw 1. So it was a big night for us, and I thought we showed everything what we were about tonight.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Rob.
Matt Nash.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Matt.
Hiya. You said there were obviously signs on Sunday against Arsenal. Was it back to the Sheffield United you recognised tonight?
Yeah, well, it's a tough division. So when you're off of it, and especially us as a promoted side, because basically that's what we are, and when we miss players, everybody has to be right at it, and we haven't been. That's obvious in terms of the performances that we've produced. But we were getting there, and we've took a step forward tonight, and the important thing now is to take a step forward on Sunday against a very difficult side who I've always said, as a Sheffield United manager, if we can replicate what Burnley have done for 4 or 5 years, I'll be unbelievably proud, and it'd be an amazing achievement for them to keep going and keep going. So we've got to go there and take it on again, because it's going to be a difficult afternoon for us. But signs, yeah, Sheffield United performance, how people talk about it, yeah. Good in both boxes, aggressive in the middle bit, tried to play when we had to, good organisation and shape behind it. So, yeah, it's been a good night for us.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned the fixture list previously, but can you believe you're 5 games in and still it's relentless, isn't it? You've obviously got games coming thick and fast still, having played 5 so quickly. Yeah,
we've played 5 and the fixture list doesn't get any easier. Burnley inside the top 10. And then Wolves, Chelsea, Everton, Leicester, Southampton. So, thanks for reminding me, Matt. I'm delighted about that. But listen, if we approach it like we have done tonight, then we've got nothing to lose. We're in a position really that nobody would have expected us to, and we'll see what we can do with it. But we've got some huge challenges ahead.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Cheers, Matt.
Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Chris, mate. John Fleck, is it a big one or a bad one, or was he just missing for tonight?
No, him, Lundstrom, Luke Freeman, they'll be out for a couple of weeks.
You saw from your bench today that you could only name 7 players, but then Tottenham come into this game off the back of 9 days with that star-studded lineup. You must have been really impressed when the chips were down, the players you had out, the players that they had out, that they put out that type of performance today, because that was excellent.
We're always underdogs. There's never any change in this. We're underdogs in whatever we play. We have to turn the tables on it somehow. We've had to do that. We had to do it in the Championship. We didn't have to do it in League One because we should have never been there in the first place, but we did what we needed to do there. But in Championship, we were, for the majority of times, we were underdogs, and most certainly going into this season, we have been. And but still you have to play under pressure, and we have done. We've not enjoyed the little periods since we've returned, and the players have been hurting because they are responsible and they do care, like we talked about. But we've seen little signs on Sunday, and another step forward tonight. And a together group that works hard and competes and is effective, and doesn't make any daft mistakes, and is clinical when we have the opportunity to. We'll always, give ourselves a little opportunity of competing with the likes of Tottenham, and we've allowed us to do that tonight.
Shieldy?
You all right there?
All right, James?
Yeah, good. I was just wondering, did you sort of do anything different during the build-up? Because obviously, as Nath just mentioned, you're going into it up against it, but that just seemed to galvanise them, didn't it?
Oh, you just prepare what you see fit. So I'll keep letting out what we have done, but that maybe they might have seen a little bit of a softer side to CW over the last couple of days, and maybe that was the time for me to do it. And demand as managers, but the players and what they've achieved so far this season has been incredible, and they needed a bit of a lift as well. And it's been really positive around the training ground. We got to a stage after the Manchester United game where we're not too happy place, and you always look at a recovery to defeat, and obviously a poor performance, and we've certainly gone about it in the right way, and the only way that I see fit for us to do, which is getting your head down, being humble, taking responsibility for your own performance, affecting that, and looking at the next game to see if we can affect it, which we certainly did against Arsenal, and took it to another level tonight.
Just one last thing for me as well. Sander Berge, he seems to be sort of growing in confidence now with every game, doesn't he? And obviously a goal and an assist today. I think that could be another sort of pivotal moment.
Yeah, mate, he's a 21-year-old boy. He comes with not a huge number in terms of Premier League number, but a huge number in terms from a Sheffield United point of view. When I think we had about 4 free transfers on the pitch tonight, and 7 subs, and John Egan at 3.5 million, and Ollie Norwood at 1.5 million, and whatever. And obviously, he comes with a big number into a foreign country, and it's never going to be as straightforward as people expect it to be. But the boy's attitude from day one has been brilliant. You've seen the reaction yet again when he scored, and when he set one up. He's part of that group, and he'll grow. He's going to be a big player for us. He's going to be a huge player for us, and that'll lift him as well, because he was playing against some decent players out there tonight. And from a defensive point of view, he kept his shape in a position that he doesn't usually play. He's a sitting midfield player, but he's one to build around, and he's had to grasp that position because it's not an easy position. But I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was absolutely outstanding, and delighted for him.
Cheers,
Thanks
mate.
all.
Cheers, guys.
We'll be back in the morning. Cheers.